Hey, welcome back to the She Oils YouTube channel. I am excited to be back on the channel. It's been a few videos since I've been on here, and I am super excited about what we're going to dive into today. Not excited because I think that stressors are difficult at times, but I'm excited because of the ways that we have access to use our essential oils. So today I'm going to try my best not to be too long. I do want you to know that this whole class is around utilizing your oils. If you are the parent of a child that has special needs, we're going to dive in a little bit on some tools and some techniques. So I've got my diffuser going, so I'm getting what I need. And so, of course, as a parent of a child whose time is already stretched to the max, trying to meet the needs of your child, trying to take care of every other need that you have in your own life, you can only imagine it's probably hard for you to even stop to watch this video. So one, I want to tell you thank you. I want to encourage you also that if you can't watch this whole video right now, then don't pause it, come back to it. Every time you come back to this YouTube channel, it's another view. So we don't mind if you come back several times. With that, totally want to make sure if you are not already, please subscribe to this She Oils YouTube channel. And then you want to click on that bell. So every time a new video like this full of rich information pops up, that you have the opportunity to be notified about that. So a lot of times children with special needs, and I'm not the parent of a special needs child, so I want to make that clear. I am here, as I do in my holistic health practice, is I talk through just data and information because I really want parents, individuals, families to be empowered. But I do want to make that distinction. And so I do not want to claim that I know what your day-to-day looks like, what your challenges might be, what your joys, your highs are. I do not know that firsthand. I do want to share some data on these oils and how they can assist if this is your family situation. As always, we always want to remind you that I'm not a doctor. I am not here to diagnose. These oils are not here to heal or to treat. Not that anything even needs to be healed. We want to talk through how you can utilize them and make them a part of your family's routine as you are using your oils for every other aspect of your life. And if you aren't already utilizing Young Living essential oils, we're going to talk a little bit about that at the end of this video on how your family could be using them. I do want to make note, yes, I shared that this is about Young Living. So when we think about the She Oils channel and the information that we share here, this is about Young Living's oils because for us, quality matters. It's important for us to know where our plants are grown, at what point are they picked and harvested, how they are distilled or bottled before they get to me, to my home, to my family, my friends, and my clients. All those other steps before also matter to me because if we're going to be utilizing them for particular purposes and for certain reasons, we want to make sure that we have the best quality available. And I have to tell you, I've done my research and they are the best that are out there. And listen, if you want to do your thing, then, do your research and you're going to still come back to the same conclusion. So, talk about uses and safety. So we love to make sure that people know that when you're utilizing your essential oils, there are 3 ways that you can use Young Living's oils. You can use them aromatically, which is what I have going. So that's my diffuser. Can I do? That's my diffuser back there. It's got a green tint, but you can change it to so many different colors, which, of course, if colors matter, be it you don't want any color or greens or reds or blues, that thing changes to probably 12 different colors, and it's really super awesome. You can also apply your oils topically. Now, that's when we apply them directly to our skin, and we always want to make sure that we do that with a fatty carrier oil, such as a coconut, jojoba, olive oil, that slows the absorption. And because even when things are natural, we want to be gentle and tender with our skin. And with Young Living's entire Vitality line, you can take your oils orally. So you may see some information out there that may discourage that at times, but I do want you to know that you can take the Vitality line oils through Young Living orally. So all that's going to be super important, okay? So thanks for letting me get that out. So let's talk about getting creative with how you would use these oils with your kids, because you may be thinking maybe a diffuser, right? You could see yourself just indiscreetly putting on the diffuser unless they have certain scents that they may not like. But sometimes maybe trying to get to put oils on their skin topically, they may have an adverse reaction or be obstinate towards that, or they surely may not want to take those oils orally because one, For the oils that even taste good orally, they may not be down for that. And then for ones that don't taste good, most of us will put them into these veggie capsules. But again, when you have a child with special needs, it may not be that easy. So here's a really, really, succinct list of what I have. And if you have some, I would so love to know, if you are a parent or a caregiver who is already using oils, what you may be doing. One of the things that you can do is you can infuse sensory materials with oils. So you can do like Play-Doh, you can do bubbles, you can do rice, you can add the oils to it, to things that would help that tactile and that touch and that feel, but you would get the oils in, because though they are meeting one need that they may have to touch something, they are also getting the benefit of enjoying the scent of these oils. And so the oil isn't going to lose any of its value because now it's sitting on a Play-Doh or it is sitting in rice. It's going to still be something that they can enjoy. Of course, we talked about using diffusers, but let's say you have multiple spaces where you need to diffuse these oils, but you don't have a diffuser for every room. Don't worry about that. You can use cotton balls, you can use cork, felt pads, anything that can absorb, and you can place them around the house. You can place them around the room. And so don't feel limited. You don't have to be running from room to room with your diffuser trying to figure out like, oh man, how do I get them enjoying this and helping their little systems out? Get creative, okay? So cotton balls, anything, cork, things that are inexpensive, and you can use your oils on them. You can diffuse when your child's not in your room, and that's really a good thing to know. So let's say you probably can't hear it on my video, but there's a slight kind of like a really low, you can't hear it because it's actually not disruptive, but it's like a small vibrating noise. Let's say that sound and things like that are something that would set your child off, Guess what? You can turn the diffuser on before they're in the room, and then you can turn it off because the smell's still going to linger. And so like leading into their bedtimes and things of that nature, you can shut that thing on, let the room absorb it, turn it off, and then you can put them into the room so there's no light and no noise that may distract them, but they can still get the benefit of those oils lingering in the room. Definitely. So one of the other things to consider, Young Living has a seedlings line, but even if you don't utilize the seedlings line, you can spray down their sheets. And so you can do lots of DIY, lots of creativity. So you can get the linen spray through the seedlings line, or you could spray their sheets, spray down their pillows, get that into it. So as you're laying and rolling around, tumbling around in the bed, if they have an animal that they enjoy, just to help their systems to get there. You can also, again, with the seedlings line, and seedlings is for the 0 to 2, and then 2 to 12, we have the Kids Sense line. You can also use just the regular everyday things that you're using, like your shampoos, like your lotions, hand soaps, and so that the child is getting those benefits just in things that they would normally be doing. They would be getting these oil-infused products through Young Living to help to support them. And then, of course, I mentioned the vitality lines, and a lot of the oils taste good, and a lot of them have really good benefits to multiple systems in the body. And so you can drop those oils into things like their smoothies, into certain foods. And the only thing I would caution parents is just make sure that you don't put the oils into any sort of plastic containers, because it can distort, So like you put like lemon or something into it, you can definitely mess up your plastic Tupperware. So we don't want to do that, okay? I want to talk through some of the oils, and this is not an all-inclusive list, so don't feel like, oh man, these are just the only ones, but let's kind of talk through some of the oils and some of the benefits that they have. So one that helps to promote calming and relaxation and also can help with sensory processing issues is vetiver. So vetiver, and maybe in the description box, that's probably going to be below me. I'm not a super YouTuber, but vetiver, I'll try to list out some of these names, okay? So that one, again, vetiver helps to promote calming, relaxation, and can help with sensory processing issues. Next, we have lavender, and I know everyone has known about lavender, but not only can it help to calm and to relax an individual, but it also can help to balance out emotions that are rooted in anger and in frustration. And so hello, somebody with, children who may have a special needs, who they find themselves getting enraged and getting angered, you want to make sure that you're getting them that lavender to assist them. Next, we have cedarwood, which can help to promote peaceful and restorative sleep. And so we all give out so much throughout the day, like every single one of us. And so with a child who may have been giving out a lot of energy, lots of outbursts, lots of things that have just been occurring throughout the day, giving them something that's going to help them have sleep. There's so much restoration that does happen in our sleep, and it's so super important that we take the opportunity to restore and to help the body to recoup and to recover, so that maybe tomorrow it has enough energy to handle the activities of the day. Frankincense, which, countless videos that we talk about here on the She Oils YouTube channel talks about the benefits of frankincense, but frankincense can help with focus and also can help to reduce negative emotions or reactions. Like, I could use some frankincense right now just after sharing that, right? Peppermint can be soothing and can help to calm restlessness. Bergamot, bergamot, I've heard some people say, but I think the tea is a little bit of a softer tea, so bergamot. It can increase feelings of well-being, relaxation for the mind. And so, as their minds are running, 500 miles per hour, you want to help to support and assist them. And so there are activities that you do, there's items that you put into their hands, but you can also grab your Young Living oils and say, hey, let me get this oil in the diffuser or on that cotton ball. Or if your child is allowing them to be placed on their person, that you're rubbing on their back as you are reassuring them and supporting them. Rosemary can help to improve cognitive function and concentration. Valor, which is a oil that's specific to Young Living, it helps to promote courage and self-esteem. And can you imagine, like, you're in a world and it feels like not everyone understands what you're trying to convey and to communicate, and to make sure that you are supporting and building up that part of your child as well to traverse through all that this life has. And we all are dealing with that. And so we could all use some valor. But you want to specifically utilize that with your child who may have a special need. We also have Peace and Calm, which can help to calm nervous tension and to promote relaxation. And the beautiful thing about, and I'm going to mention a few of these, both lavender, frankincense, peppermint, valor, and peace and calm. All 5 of those come in your premium starter kit. And so for those of you who are already oiling with us, super great. You want to grab those 5 and use them for the reasons that I mentioned for these specific concerns and issues with your children. But if you aren't already oiling with us, once you grab your premium starter kit, those 5 are already in your premium starter kit. That's even before you're ordering and doing any kind of re-upping on Essential Rewards. You already have those 5 to get you and your family started with tons and tons of support. So I want to talk a little bit about skin health and skin sensitivities. They're pretty common amongst children. And a lot of times when your child is special needs, these get magnified. And so it's like an issue that may just be with this child. Now your child is dealing with it to the 100th degree. And if that is something that you're dealing with your child, I would love to have some feedback. So I'm going to leave my information at the end of this video, and I want to talk. I want to know how you are incorporating these oils and these products with your children and with your family. I want to know, guys. Anyhow, so if anytime an oil is like either too, I don't want to say too much for your child, because the best thing you can do for their skin is to make sure that when you are putting the oils onto their skin topically, that you are using a carrier oil. Now, as adults, we may find ourselves just grabbing oil and putting it on because we know that it has a benefit to us and we just want to get it onto our person. But when you are dealing with your child, you don't ever want them to feel like that oil is, ooh, that feels kind of cool. What's a cooling oil? Like peppermint. If you put it on, it can feel kind of cool. Unless you put it in your eye, then it can feel kind of hot. But you want to make sure that you are taking care of their skins. And so there's so many, there's just a benefit to doing that. Now, when you are choosing a carrier oil, consider any kind of food sensitivities or allergies your child might have. So a lot of times carrier oils can have fruit or nut base. So of course, as much as I'm saying, make sure you use a carrier oil, you want to also make sure that, like, here's my carrier oil, but does my child also have a allergy to this? And we can talk through different ones if you do have that ever as a concern. Okay. Many times people assume that those reactions that the child may be having on their skin is due to the essential oil, and really the whole time it's due to that carrier oil because you've overlooked that other allergy or sensitivity, or maybe you weren't even aware that your child has it, and now it's like, oh, well, this oil must be the oil, and if you're not sure, you can always just take that carrier oil and apply it. And I'm sorry, you can't really see, but like the inside of your upper part of your arm, you can apply the carrier oil to see if your child has an allergy to that. Now, here are some great oils to help their skin to look just as healthy as you want your skin to look. We talked about lavender, but it's great for all skin types, and it's the perfect add-in to lotions, because we talked about all that calming and that relaxation, and it's just a really good thing for your skin. So that's good for your child, for their skin issues that may be magnified, and parents, it's good for your skin as you're dealing with stress and other issues. Like, put the lavender and drop it into an unscented lotion or like a shea butter or things of that nature. Gentle Baby, which is, it smells just as good as it sounds, but Gentle Baby helps to rejuvenate the skin, and it's also great for soothing and calming. And so you're looking at all these multiple benefits to all these different oils, okay? And then tea tree. Now, tea tree, I love it. I use it on my skin personally almost every day, but it's a very gentle oil that supports your skin's natural healing process. So I didn't talk too much about like homeostasis, because I really wanted to get into this without this video being too terribly long. But your body is constantly working to heal. So as you are applying things, you want to make sure that you're putting things on your body, in your body, and smelling things that aren't going to disrupt and hinder your body's constantly working to maintain that balance, okay? Another really, really good product that you can grab for their skin from Young Living is rose ointment, and it is perfect for any sort of like dry skin, any sort of irritated skin, and it helps to improve the texture of their skin, okay? So I'm just going to jump right in to focus and concentration. So there are many reasons that a child can struggle with focus and concentration. And sometimes it's separation anxiety, like if they have to be away from you, fear of what other people might think. Even if your child isn't necessarily communicating that, like they have fears the same way like you have a fear and I have a fear. They too have fears, okay? Stress, trauma. Most of our trauma, we can always link it back to something that happened, or at least it started in childhood. And, we could continue to experience more of it. But yeah, they're dealing with that. They're going through what we've been through. And then, of course, if there's any sort of like learning disorders that the child may have. So if your child has been diagnosed with a special need, these issues can be really, really difficult to address. And we don't want to brush over that or to ignore that. And I really want to make sure that as you're using your Young Living products, that you know exactly what to grab in order to support your child. So brain power seems to be the first go-to for many parents in helping their child with better focus and concentration. And it has some of these ingredients. So I just want to kind of read these to you. It has sacred sandalwood, it's got cedarwood, it's got frankincense, it's got melissa, blue cypress, lavender, and helichrysum are all in there. And which helichrysum is so high in sesquiterpenes. And if you're like, well, what's a sesquiterpene? Please go Google that, my friends, because I could do a whole YouTube video on sesquiterpenes. Like, so awesome. Just go Google it and you will thank me later. And then you're going to go ahead and get you brain power. So you can diffuse it or apply it topically to the back of their neck and to their temples. You can do it under their nose if needed, and if they don't have an issue with like a scent being here, but applying it to their temples, getting it to the back of their neck, that's right where that spine is. So you want to put things there, okay? And there are plenty of oils and supplements that you can use to support your child's focus. And so diluting them, obviously, before you apply them to the back of their neck, top of their heads, their big toes, there are Vitaflex points. I do want to grab this since we're in here. So I absolutely love this chart. So there's tons of Vitaflex points, and you can Google this chart. This is not anything like special or unique to me, but you see on here how there's tons of points and spots, and you want to use your oils like on your bottoms of your feet, on your hands, around the ears. You want to do all that. So I want to talk through a few oils, supplements, just things that you just want to make sure you have on hand. So first, MindWise. And if you're already using your Living's oils, MindWise comes in like a little satchel, like your Nings of Red can come in. And it gives the brain essential fatty acids that helps to support normal brain function. And so I personally take this as well because maybe because my brain is going 500 miles an hour at times myself. And so I find it important to support myself in that kind of way. And it's easy because they can drink it, guys. They can drink it. And it's like, it tastes like something. It doesn't taste like essential fatty acids that help to support their brain function. It tastes like, ooh, juice. Give them things that keep it easy for them, okay? My Design is an all-natural vegetarian supplement designed to help children combat negative effects of enzyme depletion because their bodies are being depleted, just like yours and mine. And that's a precursor to body dysfunction that can impede growth and brain development. So if I see something kind of on the horizon and I can do something to kind of help to support that, you're going to want to consider those things. We talked about vetiver already. And it's very earthy and grounding, the scent of it. And that can help your child stay calm during very tense times. So they're being worked up. And you're going to want to see what your child responds to. So there's all these benefits and all these different oils. And you may have to cycle through to see like, oh, I give them a satchel of Mind-Wise and some vetiver on the back of their neck. And I find that my child can calm down and relax. Like find the combo that works for them and constantly give it to them. Talked about cedarwood. Again, that's another oil that's really high in sesquiterpenes. So look that up. And that sesquiterpenes are going to make your brain happy. So if the brain is working really extra hard, give something that's going to help to alleviate that. We've got Genius. That's Geneyyus. Genius is an essential oil blend, similar to the sesquiterpenes of brain power, but it can also help your child to focus at the task that they have at hand. And it's already pre-diluted. So any of the oils that you get in the seedlings line, in the kids scent line, they're pre-diluted. So we talked about all that carrier oil, but those oils are already pre-diluted. So that makes it easier for you as a parent, as a caregiver of a child with special needs, that you can just grab the oil that they need in those two product lines and give their body what they need. Clarity, and this is not just clarity because we all need clarity. This is actually the name of another oil, but it's a blend specifically designed to provide greater mental concentration and alertness. So again, their brains are working harder, differently. You want to help that brain function. So these oils can come in and they can help and assist the body in that way. And then peppermint, which I freaking love peppermint, but it's very energizing and it helps to boost alertness. And definitely when you use peppermint, you want to use extra dilution because it just has a lot. It can be very cooling to the skin. And so if you've used the peppermint, and we know how pure the peppermint is through Young Living, you want to make sure that you are definitely diluting it. So obviously, when we think about supporting our children, it's more than just these oils. You know, I'm not an oils or bust kind of individual, but they are a huge part of our healthy lifestyle. I definitely want to talk through some of the non-oily tips to help to increase focus and concentration. So you want to prepare an environment that's free of distractions. Establish a schedule or a routine. Now, like I said, I'm not a parent of a special needs child. I do work with children who have special needs professionally, and I will tell you, maintaining a routine with those children is like pivotal. It is pivotal. It's beneficial to them and ultimately to me. And so that becomes something that's important. Allowing time for frequent breaks or for a quick power nap. And so, you know, if they're asking because they're tired, because they want to lie down, give them that opportunity to do such. Break large tasks or goals into smaller ones. So an activity that may take a much longer time, break them into smaller opportunities. And then adding additional protein into their diet can help the ability to raise concentration levels. So I want to talk a little bit about, I have a couple more areas that I want to talk about before we kind of wrap this up. And again, as I encouraged you at the beginning, please consider coming back and rewatching this video because there's so many good tools and nuggets in here, okay? So let's talk about outbursts real quick. So some children lack the flexibility in their thinking, and a simple task can turn into like a big to-do, such as like putting on like their shoes and coat to ready to leave the house or anything. And then it becomes this whole new challenging thing. So some different strategies that you can consider. Clearly defining how long a task or an activity will take using some sort of a timer or a visible cue. So like when I get to 1, we want to have this finished in 5, 4, and you're counting down slow, giving them a chance. And obviously, your task may take longer than 5 minutes, so you may have to set that timer or blinking yellow lights. And again, what's going to work for you and your child. Allowing your child to see what's coming next by using pictures and creating a schedule. So you're setting the expectation for them. That's like super important. It's something that you want to be doing, okay? And allowing as much as possible to stay consistent in your daily routines. Have I just said routines and how important that is? It's super important. And then planning ahead, trying not to rush because you don't want to bring on that added stress for you or for your child or the children that you may be working with. And then, of course, that was some of the non-oily tips, some of the oily tips for dealing with easing outbursts. I don't even use the word dealing because sometimes, you know what, that outburst might just come and you may not be able to prevent it. But some of the oils that you can use, some of the oils that you can use, and also keep in mind that like children are different, and so you may want to try something different for your child in one instance than you may have to in another. So first we have surrender, which helps to surrender control. Acceptance, and I love the names of these oils. These are all things that we ourselves need to be adopting. Opens the mind to accepting new things. Grounding promotes feelings of stability and balance. Common sense and brain power help to support clear thinking. Ylang ylang boosts confidence and helps to balance emotions. Northern Lights Black Spruce and Idaho Blue Spruce, because sometimes you may grab one and not the other, helps to promote feelings of confidence and calm. And then White Angelica, which I think everyone everywhere should be using White Angelica, but it helps to repel negative emotions and energy, and it's known as the Tantrum Tamer Oil. We could stop the video right here and just be like, give me the White Angelica, because the tantrums that they are, showing and throwing at you. But keeping these keeping these on hand, and then also utilizing them as an opportunity that as you're working with your child, because they may find that as they are having these outbursts and you're trying to support them and you're teaching them about acceptance, they can become accustomed to that scent. And so even before you have to say something verbally, you can introduce this oil to them, and their mind and their routine knows that when I'm struggling to accept a change, or I can't have my way, or it's time to end an activity, that scent can begin to resonate with them on okay, I need to accept what's happening in this situation. I want to talk about some muscle love. So maybe you knew this, maybe you didn't know this, but I think it's important to talk through all these things. But did you know that you have about 700 muscles, and they make up nearly half of your body weight? And so if your child has limited mobility, I know you're always looking for ways to love on their muscles and to support a healthy blood flow, because one of the benefits of us moving around and moving our bodies is it helps to get our blood flowing and our hearts working. So if your child doesn't have that, it can be difficult. Here are some tips. And again, these are some of the oily tips that you can use with your child. But staying active, and then again, if they have limited mobility, it can be tough, but it's so important to keep muscles moving, even if it's done manually, even if you're having to move your child and do that for them. So there's an oil that comes in your premium starter kit called Panaway, and it's great to apply after exercise of any kind. It does have wintergreen, helichrysum, clove, and peppermint in it. And so you may want to definitely are going to want to dilute this oil, but using that with them. And then you can always create your own roller balls. And I apologize for this video that I don't have any empty roller balls, but you can actually take a few drops of that. There's another really great oil that Young Living carries called Copaiba, and it's an enhancer for other oils, and you can mix that with the carrier oil that works for your child's skin and for their body, and then you can help to apply that to their bodies, to their muscles. Again, if your child has limited mobility, this could be super awesome. Using quality supplements. And there's tons that Young Living has. A few that I will mention are Omega Jazz, BLM, Sulfurzyme, and these are all helping the good building blocks for healthy muscles. And then keep things moving. Blood carrier, oxygen, and oxygen, of course, being super vital to the rest of the body. Every time we take a deep breath in, all that oxygenated blood is moving around the body. So all that's just like super, super important. And so the less mobile someone is, the more you have to focus on circulation, because our moving, again, helps things to stay circulated. So massages are also another really great way that you can help the body with circulation. So if your child has limited mobility, if you're giving massages to certain parts of their body, you can incorporate oils like cypress, nutmeg, juniper, Idaho balsam fir, because all of them are going to help with that circulation, okay? And the biggest thing is making sure that you're doing these things because you want your child with their special needs to continue to have that same benefit of living at or above the wellness line that you are. So some of the daily kind of routine things that you're going to want to do for them, if you're not going to grab anything, some of the favorites you can use are like thieves. Again, I can have a whole video just talking about thieves, but that's a really good one that you can incorporate. Oregano, longevity, lemon, Exodus 2, MU Power, and again, thieves and lemon come in your premium starter kit. And again, maybe I'll get on here, or maybe one of our YouTubers here will get on and we'll do some information and videos on how to create roller balls, because they're a really super way to not only pre-dilute your oils, but it's a really good way for you to stretch out what's going on. Another thing with your child, because so many things can be hard, a really easy and fun thing that you can give to them is the Mighty Pro. So that's in the kids scent line, but it's a pre-probiotic. And for those of us in my generation, if you remember those like Pixie Sticks that we used to eat, now the Pixie Sticks, they were awful. They were full of sugar and they weren't good. And we shouldn't have been eating them, but we were eating them anyway. Definitely consider utilizing the Mighty Pro that doesn't have the sugar in it, but they have the pre and probiotic. So that's keeping that gut health super good for them. And it has over 8 billion active live cultures. Okay, so that's not only supporting their gut health and their digestive system, it's also helping to support their immune system, because it's helping to fight off against disease and just sickness. And you already have things that you are concerning and working through with your child. If you can keep that healthy, then you can focus your energies and your efforts on other things that are going on with them. And then that same Ningxia Red that you're drinking, that I drink every day, you want to give that to your child and make that part of a daily routine. So you know how we were talking about use this oil if they have an outburst, or use this oil if it's this, or if they have something going on with their skin. Daily giving them that Mighty Pro, daily giving them Ningxia Red. It is a superfood and it tastes delicious. So it won't be one of the fights and one of the outbursts, because it just tastes good. Remember, like we talked about with the mind-wise, is juice. Kids like juice, but you as the parent, and you understand you're giving them the healthy juice, okay? But juice. We talked about, kind of want to talk about a few more things here, talking about sleep. And I want to share this. This is from parents.com. So restful slumber is crucial for helping kids grow and to develop. Recent studies have linked sleep to intellectual performance. Yet statistics show that 50% of children with ADD also have sleep problems. And other studies have found children on the autism spectrum tend to have lower levels of melatonin, which is the naturally occurring hormone that helps regulate wakefulness and sleep cycles. And again, that's from parents.com. You can go ahead and Google, and if you want to see that for yourself. So some of the non-oily things that you can do for your child to help them in terms of with sleep: playing soothing music that's calming, or even audiobooks; creating a cozy environment, weighted blankets, super popular, super helpful; supporting with supplements like melatonin, essential oils, avoiding sugary snacks before bed and eating dinner earlier. So that gives your digestive system an opportunity to process that food. And also, like, maybe you just avoid sugary snacks sometimes, especially when you learn that you can give them things like that Mighty Pro, right? Or you'll find other food things that are non-sugar, but to their taste buds, it tastes like it's sugar. And stick to the schedule and keep in a journal so that you're keeping routines. Again, I don't know how many times I could tell you, and I can tell you professionally, I work with children who have ADD and ADHD diagnosis, and that's sticking to that schedule. Hands down, y'all, always want to be doing that. There's some different strategies that that you might use currently that are working, and then there's other ones that we're talking through with these natural roots. And so some of the supplements to encourage a restful night's sleep for your child, Pro. That's one of the supplements that you can get. And not only is it supporting the natural sleep patterns that are occurring with melatonin, but it also provides exceptional immune boosting power. So it's like you definitely want to encourage Pro. And it's a chewable. Okay, so we're not talking about a pill that may be difficult for them. It's a chewable. There's another one called Sleep Essence. Now, this one's much better for older children, but it also helps to sleep enhancing properties along with melatonin to support a full night's rest. But this is for your older child. And really, it's for adults. If you yourself are struggling with sleep, you'll want to take it. And then if you have like older children, lemongrass. So we haven't talked about lemongrass yet, and we've talked about quite a bit, but we're kind of on the sleep section here. Lemongrass is soothing, it's relaxing, and it helps to promote better sleep. You can just diffuse it at bedtime, and you can also apply it topically. And we've already talked about this, but just wanted to bring it up one more time, is lavender and cedarwood. So using it throughout the day, using it at nighttime, using it in all the places, just rub them up and down. And so we talked a lot about like what you do for your kids, what your kids need from you, how you can support their outbursts, how you can support their sleep, how you can support their skin, their digestion, the kids. So if you are the parent or the caregiver, you also need support. And so I would be amiss. I know we are kind of running. I'm looking at my time because I'm recording here, but I can't help but to highlight you as someone like your days are filled with so many challenges, and you're trying to figure out like, am I doing the best by my child? And you have your own fears of the future, and you might be trying to figure out like right now, if you've gotten this far into this video, first of all, congratulations, because we're almost at 40 minutes. So that means if you've already stopped to take some time out for yourself to see what you can do. But you want to find support for your own system, asking for help, and make sure you're taking care of you. So we talked about Panaway, muscles and joints. Do that for your muscles and joints as well. Cool Azul. So if you're having to pick up your child, move your child, getting up and down with your child, you yourself want to make sure you're also taking care of your body. BLM. This was a supplement that was designed to support healthy bones, ligaments, and muscles, hence the BLM, bones, ligaments, and muscles. So support your body, support your physical body. You want to be there not just for your child, but for like everything else that this world and your future has for you. Take care of this body, okay? Support your mind, okay? Stress away, and that's also in your starter kit. Can help to melt away tensions. And I just personally love the way it smells. And so it just smells so awesome. We talked about valor. So you also need the strength and the courage to get through the next day. Get you some valor. Use it for them. Use it for you. There's a couple of other oils such as forgiveness. This helps to release hurt feelings and negative emotions. And can we be honest that sometimes our feelings get hurt trying to work with these children, and sometimes you yourself are dealing with negative emotions like acceptance. And so this one allows you to overcome feelings of denial and to be open to accepting new things. And then one of my favorites that we've talked about already, and that's White Angelica. And we talked about this helping to dispel negative feelings and creating more peace and calm and security. So keep in mind, I'm so sorry that I've been drinking so much water, but I started recording, and this is because I'm talking so much, so forgive me if you're watching this video and I'm drinking. But I just wanted to remind you that you yourself can't pour from an empty vase. And so as you are taking care of these children that are in your care, make sure that you are also taking care of yourself. So I'm going to wrap up here and just tell you thank you for watching this video. If you are not currently using Young Living essential oils, you can feel free to reach out. And if you just have questions, comments, feedback about this video, I'd love to hear that. You can reach out to me, and the description will be in the box below, but you can reach out to me at info, at Princess, Princess, Akima, AKEEMA.com, info@princessakima.com, or you can go to my website, princessakima.com. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll be back on soon.